me just tell you a little bit about 4.5. We provide custom marketing strategies and websites geared towards helping you get more owner leads. From SEO and content to reputation and paid ads, we work with you to tailor every strategy to best fit your company's needs and budget. Fun fact, we were the first owner-focused marketing company in the industry. We only work with property management companies, and we've been doing it for over a decade. And it is my pleasure to introduce Jake Berube from Better Who. As the head geek at Better Who, Jake Berube has a unique talent for simplifying the complex world of AI, helping property managers implement practical strategies that drive efficiency and elevate productivity. With over 20 years of trench experience in property management, Jay is more than just a business coach. He has managed thousands of properties, sold 1,400 homes, and quickly scaled from 0 to 350 doors in his first 2 years, making a big mess that took 2 more years to clean up. Jay meets you where you are, transforming his failures into your fortunes, and promises 2 things. He's made more mistakes than you, and you'll leave with at least one golden nugget to transform your business. His belief in lifelong learning isn't just a motto, but a daily pursuit. Jay's approach is to view change not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to lead the way. Jay blends his extensive industry experience and a geeky passion for AI to produce property management-specific strategies to implement AI into your business one step at a time. Plus, he tells great dad jokes. Give a round of applause.
Well, thank you. I think Matthew must have wrote that, because I don't think I'd write anything as long-winded, but it was good. Can you get the door for me? Thanks. Awesome. Who else can do something for me? I love it. Okay, thanks guys for having me. One thing I can promise is yes, you will absolutely leave with at least one golden nugget. So take notes. We're going to get right into it, or take screenshots, whatever you want to do. I will send out the presentation afterwards, so you don't have to worry about really digging into that. So should I just snap my fingers at you every time I want it to move? So awesome. All right, so everybody has a different level of experience with AI. So who has never logged into, say, ChatGPT? Okay, great. Who would consider themselves someone who logs in every once in a while and, plays around in ChatGPT? Okay, good. That's most of us. And who would say that they're a power user, almost so inclined to where they could probably be up here teaching the class? Awesome. There's probably a couple of you out there already, because AI is just changing all the time anyway, so we're just learning as we go. So cool, that gives me a good idea of where we're at. Oh, it's fun. All right, so what we're going to cover. With AI-driven marketing, we're looking at capturing the attention of our audience and how to stand out. One of the major problems that we have, and I'm sure that all of you have experienced this, is you get crappy answers from ChatGPT sometimes, right? And this isn't just going to be about ChatGPT, it's going to be different AI tools, but specifically we're going to focus a lot on ChatGPT because it's what people are most familiar with. Understanding your... Oh, okay, I thought you moved that. I'm like, I didn't snap. Understanding your ideal client and getting inside their head. Crafting compelling content and videos with AI-specific tools. So you'll walk away with 3 specific tools that are going to be the easy button to create a ton of video content, which we all need. Maximize your ROI, eliminate wasted ad spend. I know a lot of folks, some of our coaching and consulting clients, that just rush to tactics instead of looking at the strategy first. So they'll, sometimes we just want to start doing stuff like, oh, I'm just going to run Google Ads. It's like, okay, hold on. Let's back up a second and let's figure out, is that the right thing to do right now? 10x your content and walking away with the right tools and strategies. What you can expect, there's going to be no fluff. We're just going to get right to it, and I'm going to get a lot of content. And you are going to walk away with at least one golden nugget. At the end, we have an AI template that we will provide to you. Just shoot me an email, and we'll send you the AI template. It will give you the prompts that not only we cover, and I did not snap. Do you even know how to go back? Okay. It'll give you not only the prompts that we cover, but it'll give you an additional prompt library. So if you don't know what to ask AI, which we run into, this will give you a guidebook of how to do that. So who am I? I think we covered it before, but I'm a coaching consultant, 0 to 350 doors. Fun fact, I'm the retired nut boy at Disney World. So if you don't know what that means, look it up.
Be careful how you look that up.
Actually, yeah, Jay Barabee Nutboy. I'm not sure what's going to come up. And we build self-managing teams. So we do direct hire, remote team members, and we do consulting around building self-managing teams. All right, so why marketing and AI? Why are we covering that here instead of something else AI related? Well, producing more content in less time is going to create a ton of leverage for you. Massive increase in efficiency. I know that when I first started doing video, actually it was with 4.5. They gave me a list of some equipment that I needed, you know, microphone and just some simple things. And it took me about 8 hours and 88 takes to get a 2-minute video that was terrible. And it was overcomplicated, and then I had to like do other things with it. So we're actually going to simplify that so you guys can, in 10 minutes, create content that you can repurpose. More leads, lower unit acquisition costs, because we are going to talk a little bit about marketing and how you can do that. So that you can stop wasting those dollars, right? And it's not everybody, but you know, if you do start putting money out there to run Facebook ads or Google ads and you don't have a strategy behind it, then those dollars are going to go away. This is very powerful. I like to do this all the time. So one of the things that I would like you to understand is unit acquisition cost. And unit acquisition cost is typically all smashed up into one, right? How much money are we spending to acquire one unit? And typically the industry will look at the industry average is $1,600 roughly. Well, specifically $1,666 in 2022 by the Profit Coach benchmark study done. And the benchmark is $769. So for every door that you bring on, your acquisition cost should be somewhere around $769. But the problem is with those numbers, they don't focus on the specific marketing channels that you use. So you could be spending, I'll just say Google Ads for example, you could be spending $3,600 for per unit that you acquire when you have other efforts that are costing you $200 or $300. So you need to understand that even without AI. So where is your highest return on investment? Some of the questions that you should be asking yourself is, where are you spending your marketing dollars? How much money are you spending? How many leads are you getting? And how many of those leads are actually converting to new doors? You don't want to be lead heavy, but have a low conversion rate. So again, if you are, we'll take the Google Ads example, if you're generating 30 leads a month in Google Ads, but you're only converting 2 of those, then there's a problem. So you have to identify, where is this problem? Where's the gap? Is it because we have a bad connection somewhere in the marketing? Or is it because of our response time? Or is it because the salesperson that I have answering that call, or the email campaign that we have going out? So there's a lot to it, but you should just basically know, as the business owner, you just need to know this information is paramount. So yeah, before we do anything, before we rush into those tactics, we want to be looking at the strategy so that we can do the right things at the right time. If you don't know where you're going, how are you ever going to get there? So if you're going on a road trip, same thing with marketing or any type of goal that you have in your business. If you're headed out on a road trip and you want to drive from Charlotte, North Carolina to California, well, you should have probably an estimated day and time that you want to be there. And you should have a route planned out of how you're going to get there. where you're going to stop, how much money you're going to spend along the way, what kind of car you're going to take. Like, you should have all of these things figured out before you just get in the car and start going, right? So, some marketing questions that we need to answer. Where are you now? I'm sorry, who are you? Okay, so you have to know who you are as a company before you can start spending your marketing dollars. You have to know who they are, your ideal audience, and a lot of people have confusion around this. I'm going to clarify it in this presentation. How do you reach them? How do you keep their attention? And how do you determine success? So determining success, again, was that slide before with the unit acquisition costs, where the KPIs that you're putting in place. But keeping their attention, when we talk about that word attention is the most valuable currency. I mean, people are scrolling. You guys know. You check your email, you check your text messages. You are busier than you've ever been, and this is your audience as well. They don't have time. Something better be pretty damn compelling to capture your attention. Well, in order to do that, you have to speak their language. You have to be just like them, so you have to know who they are first. Common misconception is that AI is going to take over the world and we will be obsolete, or it's going to take our jobs. Well, the fact is, and this goes for individuals and companies, is that AI is not going to replace people, but people and companies who are using AI will. So if you are a company that is not adopting AI in your business, then you are not one of the leaders in the industry, right? I mean, this is the fact as we are moving towards an AI-driven world. But we have the problem, right? AI is moving so fast, but even if it wasn't, it's still so damn confusing. There's a lot to learn. You don't have the time, so you need the simplest, most effective thing. You need to know what to do because you don't have the time, and it can be super confusing. Well, I mean, all these things that we can do, and what most people focus on with marketing and AI is creating property descriptions, which can't blame you. I mean, like, that's a given. You want to be able to create property descriptions because you don't know what else to ask. You don't know what else to do. And that's what we're going to be covering. One of the things you can do is you can create images, right? So this is an image. It was just a simple prompt. This is in ChatGPT Plus. If you pay $20 a month, that'll upgrade you to ChatGPT Plus, where you can do many other things, one of them being create images. This was just a prompt that I said, create an image of two guys who just moved into an apartment that are happy, and something simple, right? I just expressed the language, just spoke to it. So you can start using images for your marketing generated through AI. But at the same time, not so good at spelling yet, right? This is a new image that we were looking at, but I got vetoed in my company. We have a Wake Up, Kick Ass, Repeat t-shirt, so if you want one of those, come see us at our booth later.
They don't look like that.
No, they don't look like that. Listen, I like this, but, you know, this one's misspelled. But anyway, this is what we were going for, and yeah, hey, thank you. I'm going back there. And then you see policies and procedures book. It's got 2 C's, and this is just commonplace right now with AI. I do really like this snapping thing. Thank you so much. You can generate social media ideas for your marketing. You can just ask, brainstorm ideas to promote my property management company on social media, and it'll generate some ideas for you. Now, without giving it the right information, without giving it more information, then you're going to get a very generic answer. It's like garbage in, garbage out, if you've ever heard that expression. It can also analyze social media data, or any data for that matter. I'm going to go through this example in 1 second, but an exercise that I went through is that we had some page load speed issues on our website So I was in Google Search Console and I just took some screenshots because I didn't know what any of that stuff meant. And then I just clicked in ChatGPT to upload the image, and I just asked ChatGPT, what the heck does this mean, and how do I solve this problem? And it gave me the solution to the problem. So really intuitive. It can read the pictures, and it can give you answers to it. So this was a screenshot of someone's Facebook page, and a simple prompt is analyze the data in this image and explain what it means. And then when you get the explanation, say, how can I improve my results? So again, another way to improve your marketing, to make it more effective, to understand what's happening, where do I need to improve this? Just ask AI and you can get the answers. Recommendations to improve that ChatGPT gave on this: leverage high-performing posts, encourage interactions, boost top content, visuals and videos, monitor and adapt, which without more context sometimes can be generic, but it's going to give you answers based on the questions that you ask. All right, so first, before anything, before you start going around playing with ChatGPT, before you start utilizing any other AI tools, you need to look at your vendors first. Now, I had a call with Ray Hespin with Property Meld the other day, and we were just talking about AI implementation in the industry. And we had both agreed that it's very high risk for companies to implement AI because of the changes that are happening rapidly, the potential of failure, the risk that's involved. So the ones that are implementing AI in their software, those are the ones that you really want to start working with. Appfolio is one of them. They're doing a great job. I love RentVine. RentVine started introducing generative AI. They had first announced this with an AI-generated video, so that was kind of cute. Property Management Advisory, they were one of the first companies that I'm aware of that implemented what they call Amy, who is a virtual assistant that knows you. You're able to upload your knowledge, which we're going to talk about in a minute, to their software so that it can start answering the questions. Easy Repair Hotline, Z-Inspector, who is here, they're doing some phenomenal things. Can't really talk about them yet, and they have one thing that's going to be happening here real soon around broker owner, but they have a platform where you can upload information about your company, your property management agreement, your lease, like all types that you move in, move out checklists, just stuff that you already have, and you just upload it into their software, and the software gets to know you. And that's so, so powerful. That's why I prefer you to go and check your vendors first, the ones that you're working with, and then other vendors in the industry. Just like with coaching, we always push for you to be thinking about what's going to be making the biggest impact in your business right now. So when you choose to implement AI, right, or do anything in your business, there's a lot of things that you could do, right? You could do all the things. You can get Lead Simple, you can get Property Meld, you can focus on maintenance or leasing or move outs, you can do all of these things, but what is the biggest problem or the thing that you need to focus on right now in your business? And keeping it simple. Keeping it simple is very important with AI or anything in your business. When we overcomplicate things, it is, it's dangerous, right? So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So how do we get AI to know you? Here's some information that you can give to AI. I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. Not yet. No, we're not doing that yet. Hold on, though. So for your company information, if you have, hopefully you have, core values, mission, vision, this is information that you have documented, so set it aside in one place. what you do and how you do it, right? If you have an explanation of what that looks like, then have that in a place, in a document. Your website link, so you'll be able to just put your website link, and AI, ChatGPT, will search your website to get to know you as well. Your unique value proposition, which I hope is truly unique. And if you look left or right or back, there's plenty of people in this room that do not have a truly unique value proposition. You have to know, how are you really different? What customer do you serve? How do you solve their problems? Like, this is really important to your business and anything in marketing. The services that you offer, if you offer guarantees, special type of pricing, everybody's different in the way that they're modeled, so you have to position yourself differently. Any impressive metrics, and your Google reviews and testimonials. Like, that's really important to upload, and super easy. It's literally copy and paste. So communicating with AI to get the best results, yeah, right there. When you don't know what to ask AI, you just ask AI. Just like any relationship, communication is the foundation of every relationship, with your partner, with your customers, with AI, with everything. The better questions that you ask, the better answers you're going to get. And sometimes you don't get the right answer the first time. So I could ask Matthew, I could say, hey, how are you feeling about today? And he could tell me something like, well, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, okay, tell me more about that. Could you elaborate, right? What's important to you today? So just be thinking about the language and the power of your questions. And this goes with talking to your prospects, talking to your customers, digging deeper and just asking the right questions. So the better questions that you ask, the better answers that you're going to receive. So prompting, if you've heard that word before, basically that just means AI communication. Prompting is the way that you ask questions and ask ChatGPT or any other AI tool to do what you want it to do. So this is a simple example here. Think about role, task, audience, and then additional information. So role, I want AI, and I'm going to talk specifically about ChatGPT because it's what most people know. So I type in ChatGPT, you're a professional sales copywriter specializing in property management. The task is to create an email marketing campaign to re-engage lost leads in my CRM. So who has a bunch of leads that you get in your business, and and don't raise your hand because there's going to be a lot of you, and either don't have a way to put them into your CRM, or they're in your CRM, but you don't do anything with them. You never touch them if you don't convert them. There's a lot of that going on. And this is just money that is sitting there. So sometimes the solution isn't, I need more leads. The solution is, I have the people's attention already. So how do I keep it? How do I re-engage them? The audience in this example, right, are absentee landlords in Charlotte, North Carolina with an average rental rate of $1,500. Now, if you were to just say that the audience are owners of property, right, that's not really going to get you the best result. If you say the audience is absentee landlords, that's not going to get you the best result. The more specific you can be, the better answer you're going to get. And then more information. Keep them short, compelling, use bullet points when necessary, create them in my brand voice. So brand voice, we're going to talk about in a minute. Once you get your answer, then it's probably not going to be the best answer. It's going to be pretty damn good, but it's not going to be the best. So in order to get it better, in order to improve your results, you want to ask additional questions, like we were talking about before. How was your day? I asked my kids this, and I don't get very good answers when I first ask them this question. But how was your day? And she might tell me, fine. And I'll say, what happened? And, well, I had lunch with Amy. Oh, no kidding. What did you have for lunch? How did that go, right? And then eventually I'll start getting to the answers. make it shorter, go into more detail on, rewrite number X. So you have to just ask those follow-up questions. So how to train ChatGPT to sound like you. This is the first step. But first, I just want to give an example that I thought of. When I was doing residential sales, I was king of the one and done. So I was working expireds and cancels, withdrawn listings, people that hated real estate agents. I know, I was a glutton for punishment. And I was really good at it. So one of the things that I learned is that somebody might tell me, if I say, are you still looking to sell your home? If you sold your home, where would you move next? And I might hear North Carolina. Oh, no kidding. Well, North Carolina is not the answer, right? I want to dig deeper. North Carolina, why North Carolina? Well, my daughter's, lives there. I'll say, oh, no kidding, your daughter lives there. Tell me more about that. Well, she's got 2 kids and she's going through a divorce. And now I got the answer that I'm looking for. So it's digging deeper, it's asking those additional questions. So for custom instructions, and in the Notion template, if you email me later, I'll send to you, has a custom instruction template. All you have to do is copy and paste it into ChatGPT. Custom instructions is a button on ChatGPT that you can put in the information that you want it to know. And every chat that you start, it will reference this information. It'll know you're a property manager. It'll know who your audience is. It'll know the specific things that you copy and paste in there. So the template that I'm going to give to you, all you have to do is just change out some of the words. So, if this one, for example, is one that I had used before, business consulting, executive coach, virtual assisting, hiring company. So essentially, it's just in a format like profession, audience, and then some additional things. And then for the response, I like well-organized responses. I like things in bullet points. I like them in clear. So basically, you're training ChatGPT how to respond to you, which is pretty powerful. I wish I could do that with my kids, but they just tend to respond however they want to. So let's talk about creating that brand voice. And a brand voice, if you're not familiar with that term, essentially it's just the instructions of how to communicate your brand, how your company communicates to the outside world, what language you want it to use, how you want it to deliver news. So in order to teach ChatGPT the way that you speak, all you have to do is get the content of what you've put out before already. You just have to train it on what you already have. So you already have some of these things. If you're putting out blog posts, you can just take the blog posts and add that as knowledge. Emails written from leadership, not just from your regular line employees, but from leadership, someone who's speaking in your brand voice. Other content in your company. Your website, like I had mentioned before. Now, if you don't have any of that stuff, this is one of those tools I was talking about. If you have, I know it's available on iPhone, I'm not sure about Android yet, but it's Wave Recorder. And Wave Recorder is super powerful, not just for this, but also for BDM activities. If you are serving as the BDM in your company and you're out on the road and you're talking to a lead and you're like, man, I really need to document this, which by the way, I use on my phone after I talk to you folks at our booth, because what's going to happen? I'm talking to a lot of people. I might forget something, but it's important stuff. So you can use this when you're out on the road. You just talk to a prospect, you want to remember something, and all it is you tap a button on your phone, record an audio, and it will give you a summary of the call, right? Not the call, but just of the recording. It'll give you the next steps, and you can just ask it whatever questions you want. It's just a little mini ChatGPT on your phone. So if you don't have any of that content, you can use this app and you can just click a button and you can just talk in your voice and just conversational style, right? We are a property management company that serves absentee landlords. What we do better than anyone else is we do preventative maintenance twice a year. This is why that's important to people. So just think about what you want to say and just record it. And the entire transcription will also come out in this too, which you just copy and paste into ChatGPT. I'm going to show you where to put that in a couple minutes. So your brand voice and the way that, that I'm going to show you how to create it is going to provide you with how to deliver good news and bad news, because we communicate that differently. Clients, residents, and vendors, because we speak to each one of them differently. Marketing message, and then you upload it to ChatGPT. So this is an example of what one of these looks like. You got the intro and the overview. The overview, it's authoritative, respectful, and direct. And this is a real brand voice that was created based on the formula that I'm going to show you. Balancing professionalism with approachability. And the reason why you need this isn't to have everybody on your team read it and know how to use it, because that's a waste of time. That'll never happen. But it's to feed it into ChatGPT so that it knows this no matter what. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It is really easy. Core brand voice attributes, confidence, clarity, respect, writing and speaking guidelines for the different communication channels, phone calls, emails, letters, social media, blogs, so whether you're creating content or just doing emails. Communication style for the different audiences, like I had mentioned. Landlords, the tone, professional and confident. But the tone for residents is approachable and empathetic, right? You don't talk to your clients the same way you talk to your residents. Vendors, collaborative and appreciative. Delivering good news and bad news. When you deliver good news, the approach positive, affirming, celebrating milestones and success. But when you're delivering bad news, that's different, right? Honest and solution focused, but without placing blame. So if you have someone that writes you an email, and it's a tenant that writes you an email, and they say something like, you know, the faucet's been leaking for a month, and you guys are terrible, all these things happened. Look, you and your team do not want to say, yes, sorry about that. It's like, whoa, hold up. Like, you got to do some research first, see like if this is actually true. So you don't want to take the blame, but you want to let them know that you're solution focused and you're going to work it out for them. So you get ChatGPT to know you, but you have to know your avatar, aka your target audience. 3 things that you have to know. You have to know who is your ideal client. You have to know what problems they have, because they all have different problems. And you have to know how you solve them. Your target audience could be high-level absentee landlords, could be a smaller investor that just has a couple of properties and they're trying to grow, or it could be a larger institutional type investor, or it could be a number of other things. Those are just some examples. So this will also be in that database that I'm going to send you, the website. And this is a simple formula so that you can then ask the following questions. So role, you're a property manager. Niche, residential, single family property management and real estate. We wanted to get specific on that. And I played around with it. So, you know, this really refines the right answer. Because if you're not doing commercial property management, you don't want it to give you answers like that, right? If you're not managing warehouses. Service, managed property, property maintenance, tenant acquisition, and financial management. And then you put in your avatar. So as much as you know about your ideal audience, and if you don't know your ideal audience, and if you tend to just, you know, try to get any business that you can, well, maybe sit down and reevaluate that and see if that is the right strategy for you, or if you want to dial in on someone specific. And then, you know, there's a little bit more information about that. Primary goal, stress-free property management. And then some secondary goals, right? You know, they want regular rent collection. I want my money on time. I want the maintenance to work, and I want you to place good people in my property. So these are prompts that you can use when you have that information. So you'll have that information, you'll have it copied, and I'm going to show you again where to put it in. But I do blank for avatar. So this will just take the information that you had already laid out. The only work that you have to do is just that last slide. You just have to get that documented. That's it. The rest of this are just pre-formatted questions that you would ask. So I do this for accidental landlords. What are the top 5 headaches shared by avatar? And AI will fill in the blanks, so you don't have to worry about copying and pasting the stuff from the first slide. What are the top 5 causes of shame, awkwardness, or inadequacy? What are the top 5 things that slow down your avatar and keep them consumed and busy every single week? This is how you start digging deeper. List 20 of my avatars' needs and problems when seeking stress-free property management. How does my service solve my avatar's problems if they want stress-free property management? What are their top 20 goals and motivators? What are my avatar's purchasing habits and preferences when they're trying to get that primary goal? What are their pain points and objections when they're thinking of paying for our service? And then I really like this first one especially. Use emotional, visceral language. Like that's saying, being really graphic in the way that you talk, giving it permission to give you good marketing language. So now that you have that, you can create your custom GPT. And this is just a button. These are PDFs. So the information that you were gathering before is you just turn it into a PDF or a Word doc, whatever it is. You just copy and paste it into one place. And then you upload it into a custom GPT. This is as simple as there's a button that says Create a GPT, which is essentially just a chatbot. And then you just upload the documents. And to configure it, all you have to do is just tell it what you want it to do. You don't have to have any special formula. All you have to do is say, I want this GPT to create email marketing campaigns, to serve as my marketing copywriter, to create social media images and posts for these different platforms. Whatever you want it to do, all you have to do is type it in, and AI will do the rest. Once you have that information, okay, then you just ask a simple question. What are the top 5 frequently asked questions that my prospects are asking? When you get that, give me a video topic for each one of those frequently asked questions. So back to capturing and keeping their attention, I'm going to show you specifically these 3 tools that are going to make it super easy for you, whoever wants to do video and get a ton of content out there. I'm going to actually show you what these do. All right, so to 10x your video content, you want to generate the video ideas, write the script, get the inspiration, do the video editing, view the video content creation, short creation, because you got to keep people's attention. This kind of stuff used to take me and my team several hours for each video. And it was so hard to figure out, but not anymore. All right, so go to YouTube. We have Mark Cunningham here today. He has some great videos on YouTube directed towards landlords. So go to his channel, and I think we can all agree that there's probably some videos there that you could use for your audience, right? I mean, what are the top 5 mistakes that landlords make? There's a bunch of different topics in there. Well, there's a Chrome extension called GLASP, G-L-A-S-P. When you get that Chrome extension, it will automatically, when you're in YouTube, it'll automatically show this and this, the little ChatGPT logo. And all you have to do when you're on that video is you just click that button. Then what happens is it pushes it into your ChatGPT account. It'll give you the bullet points of that video. It'll give you the key takeaways, and it'll give you your video topics. It'll give you everything you need, and all you have to do is find a video, right? I mean, you've heard the expression before, not research and development, but anyone? There you go. Rip off and duplicate. That's the easy button right here. You just click GLASP, and it'll give you all those topics. And it'll give you the whole transcription, too, in case you want it, but. Okay, and then there's a tool called Descript. Editing video sucks. Like, whoever has had to edit video before, it's incredibly difficult. This has made it so easy. Remove filler words. You might hear me saying a lot of ahs, ums, so's. Yes, we all do. So what? And usually that prevents a lot of people being intimidated from getting in front of the camera, which that used to be me when I did the 88 takes just to get one, crappy video. You click that button, and guess how many, this was one of Matthew's talks, guess how many filler words that Matthew used in a 60-minute video? Yeah, it was a lot, right? 483. I gave him a lot of shit about that until, yeah. Yeah, it's an app. And you literally just drag and drop your video, and it'll automatically populate the complete transcription. But the powerful thing, again, you just click a button that says remove filler words. Now that entire video, all of those ahs, ums, all that stuff, gone. It immediately edits all of that out and cuts it all together, and it doesn't miss a beat. Now, I'm a stickler for audio because I know that if I'm recording in my office, sometimes I don't want to record a video because I don't have all these eggshell crates around my office. I don't have carpet on my floor. Like, it's pretty echoey. And if you're out driving around and you want to record a video, but you don't want all of that outside sound, it doesn't matter how you record the video. You just pick up your camera and record it. Because once you upload it, you just click that button, Studio Sound, and it makes it sound like you're in a studio. Nope, don't do that. Yeah. But it literally makes it sound like you're in a studio. It gives you crisp, clear audio. And this has been one of the most amazing things because I just hate listening to myself when there's like any kind of echo in the background. And most of us do. So this will give you studio sound audio just by clicking the button. Another thing is when you're doing, not in this type of video, but when you're doing one of the face videos, right, just talking to the camera, you click on that button called eye contact. And everybody's first expression is like, ooh, that's creepy. Yeah, but it works. So if your eyes end up straying anywhere when you're talking, it'll redirect your eyes. Absolutely. Yep. Can't even tell. Can't even tell. Yeah. And it's just those three buttons. Just those three buttons. And then another cool thing that I really like about this too, and when you have your video and it uploads the entire transcripts right on the side of the video, you don't have to like play and stop the video and then like go and cut something. If you've ever cut any kind of video, it's just a nightmare, right? Yeah, Dawson's shaking his head. He's like, yeah. This, all you have to do is you just delete the words. That's it. Delete the words. You delete the words, it cuts the video for you. It's amazing. I think it's like $20 a month.
Is it an app?
Yes, an app. Yeah, not on your phone, on your computer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good question. Okay, now this next thing is maybe even more awesome. This is called Opus Clip. I think the website's opus.pro. And you take that video that you did, and maybe you did a 10-minute video. This one here is from one of Matthew's talks. I guess I work for you all the time. You're doing my role today. I like that. But I'm usually the guy when Matthew's up talking. I'm shooting video of him. And this was maybe a 45-minute talk. Now, you just upload the video that you have into Opus, and it will automatically do all of the cuts for you. It'll create all of your shorts, all of your reels, 30, 60, 90 seconds. It'll also automatically put your branding on there. It'll put the brand colors. It'll do the captions in your brand. It'll also rate itself on the quality of content that it produced. So I think from that one, we got, for 45 minutes, we probably had like 25 results. And we don't have to do anything. We just upload the video, and then it just spits out 25 results. Anything lower than like an 80%, we just disregard it. But then the ones above that, which I think were more than half, we look at those, well, our marketing assistant does. She looks at those, and she's like, okay, is this good content for the audience? And 90% of the time, it passes the test, and then that gets pushed out. So just imagine being confident enough to have your camera in front of you, not worrying about, messing up, and then taking that video, having good sound, making sure your eyes are there so that you feel confident and you produced good video that you don't feel self-conscious about, and then being able to get a whole bunch of short content that you can post. And I think this also just added the functionality where it'll auto-post for you as well. So AI is doing some really cool things on the video side, and I mean, let's be honest, you guys could all do some more video, right? We could all do some more video. My marketing assistant hounds me, she's like, Jay, I'm running out of content now, I need another video, and I'm like, I don't have time for that, but we have to make the time. Okay, so AI, moving on to how AI can help you improve your reputation. And I'm not talking about automatic answers, but I'm talking about how to have a prompt that you can use to turn around a negative review. So reply to this email, don't take fault into the situation, acknowledge the issue and have empathy. I will look into this immediately and follow up with them personally with an update by the end of tomorrow, right? So this is just a typical prompt that works. Your brand voice you already have, so ChatGPT knows how to talk like you. And now you have this prompt. And this is an example of a negative email, right? I'm a frustrated tenant. I'm utterly disappointed. Blatant negligence. I mean, this is not uncommon, right? It might happen once a week, maybe once a day on a bad week. For 30 days, I've been coping with the constant dripping sound, right? Numerous complaints, nobody's getting back to me. This is just terrible, awful, and the world's ending. After that prompt, this is the answer that we got from ChatGPT. Thanks for reaching out and bringing this matter to my attention. I understand your frustration and disappointment regarding the ongoing issue with the leaking faucet in your apartment. Please know that I genuinely empathize with your concerns and take them seriously. I want to assure you that I'll personally look into this matter and address it immediately. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by the delay in resolving the issue so far. Our team's committed to providing a prompt and efficient response. I assure you the appropriate actions are taken to rectify the situation. I'll personally oversee, right? People don't want to be handed off. I mean, the communication, again, back to the communication, not just communicating with AI to get the best results, but communicating with your clients and your residents. This is one of the biggest fail points in companies. I'm going to personally oversee this, and by the end of tomorrow, I'll give you an update. Your experience matters. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. Rest assured, I'm committed to resolving this. This is a solid answer. And whether or not our team members have been with us for a decade or a week, or whether they're sitting on the side of us, or if they're in another country, there's companies here that have team members that they don't trust to respond to emails, and they're customer-facing team members. So imagine them being able to respond to customers, and you can have more confidence, and you can turn around, or at least stop, in this case, negative reviews. Email marketing. How do we use this in email marketing? Recommend, now that you have the video ideas that we were talking about before, just the next question that you ask, or commands that you give, recommend different types of marketing campaigns to deliver the videos. And these are just a couple of different ideas for marketing campaigns. It wouldn't apply to new referral partners, but nurturing new owner leads, lost lead re-engagement, like we were talking about before. So this is a specific prompt to re-engage those lost leads, okay? So recapping where we were before. We need ChatGPT to know who the heck we are, or we're just going to get garbage answers. So we just take the information that we have, and we have a way now to feed that to ChatGPT, so now it's one of our friends, right? It knows us. Now that we have that, then we needed ChatGPT to know our audience, and we needed to know our audience pain points, right? The different things about our accidental landlords in this example. So this one is specific, but here's the good news. In the database that I have for you guys, these emails are laid out for you. So it has the titles of all of these emails, the topics of all of these emails. This is one of the topics. The subject line should be our hidden property management costs undermining, undermining? Yeah, undermining your investment. So this one is catered towards someone who went with another property management company, right? They may have went with them because they were cheaper. I don't know. Has that happened to anyone before? Yeah. But they're not necessarily cheaper. They just charge in a different way. So we just want to be upfront and communicate to our audience, let them know. Start with rhetorical questions that resonate, right? Illustrate how these issues are not only time-consuming, but also financially draining. So again, when you don't know what to ask ChatGPT, you either have the way of just asking ChatGPT, hey, what should I ask you? Or for you guys specifically, you have a formula that you can copy and paste and put it into ChatGPT that's specific to you all in property management. So these are those topics: the hidden costs of poor property management, a true story of a property management nightmare, the power of proactive maintenance, testimonials, real landlords, real relief. Now, cool thing is, go to your Google reviews, copy them, right? It's easy to do. You just select all and copy. And then you paste them into ChatGPT, and you just ask questions like, hey, what are people saying about us? What's something good that we're doing? What can we do to improve our service? What do people not like about us? Tell me a story that I can use for my email campaign. Like, these are all things that every single person in this room can think of asking. They're just normal questions. You just tell it what you want. You ask it what you want. The communication gap. Are you being heard? Well, a lot of landlords are not being heard by their property management company. Email topic 11, maximizing your investment return beyond just rental collection. So, my question, or at least I compel you to just think about, from what we went over in this presentation, maybe just one thing, not a bunch of things, not everything, but one thing that is meaningful to you and where you're at now in your company that you might be able to implement after this conference. And this is my email address, so that you guys can email me if you want a copy of that template and the slides. And I would love to entertain, wait, I'm sorry, do I have any, how many minutes? 20? Okay. So you guys feel free to ask any questions. We can have any conversation. Yes?
You were talking about like giving ChatGPT a voice, right? I thought that was amazing. And then I'm sure you could build upon that. I feel like we have different voices. Like we sell real estate, we do property manager, or we do property management. Like the voices are kind of different for those two things. And then you were talking about creating a bot. Is that where you would like create different bots with different voices so that you can prompt for different types of answers?
Exactly. Yep. You just do the same thing, but you just do it for brokerage.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great question. You don't want to do both in one, because then you'll just get garbage answers.
Right. And even like, so maybe like property management, like in what you had like accidental landlords, right? Like maybe a voice for accidental landlords, a voice for investors, and kind of like separating it. to those different voices?
Maybe, or, you know, really think about who your ideal audience is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to speak to too many people because how are you going to have marketing going out that's speaking to two different types of prospects?
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, you're not meant to know all of this. Like, all of this is a formula. And that's why I'm giving you guys this formula so that you don't have to rework it, you know? So it's just plug and play. Yes?
Can you get a copy of your video that we just filmed?
Oh, this video? Why? Do you like this?
No, I'm going to give it to my employees because
Ah.
this is so much information. Oh,
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Hey, I told you guys, no fluff. We just get right to the meat and potatoes. And that's why I give you the slides, the prompt database, and now the recording, right? That's a great question. You know, when you ask good questions, you get better answers. So yeah, get the video too. Ladies.
No, I was just going to say from the last conference, the greatest takeaway was make sure to train your staff and have policies and guidelines around using it. Because a lot of times you know this, they don't know. And they don't know, like, to remove the, you know, like, I hope you're having a great day, like, prompt at the beginning.
I hope this email finds you well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't know. So, like, that was really helpful. I remember using this. But this is not, these are individual, right? These are individual accounts. They're not company-wide accounts. Right?
No, they can be.
They can.
They have that functionality, which is now called ChatGPT Team. Essentially, it just means it's one place that multiple people can be inside of.
Do you know if, like, Office does those? Or, I mean, are they creating it so it's like an overlay part of your...
If they're doing that for different, like Microsoft Office.
Yeah,
And,
like Teams or something.
yeah, I mean, every software, every company right now is doing their own different type of version of AI. I mean, Google has a ton of different AI things that they've been launching. Microsoft has a lot as well. And there's companies that are being bought and sold every freaking day in AI, and it just moves super fast. So yeah, I would recommend if that's the way that you guys want to go, you just have someone on your team who's the right who to figure out what's the best application for you guys with Microsoft and AI. Yeah.
How are you keeping up with all this stuff? Because it's changing all the time. And then you put a marketing spin on everything, because that's your background. So how do you go, okay, here's the app, and how do I utilize it from a marketing standpoint?
Well, having both, just a little bit about my story is that being in property management and brokerage for 15 years in Florida, when I left Florida, I didn't leave my brokerage because I didn't like money. Because you can't sell a brokerage, not like a property management company anyway. And I was selling 100 homes a year, so I gave up a lot. But I have 2 kids that are adopted, they're special needs. Southwest Florida is not the best place to raise 2 small kids when the average age is 65. You don't have the services you need. So we needed to move to a different place, which was Charlotte. And at that time, I was like, okay, so to rebuild a brokerage up here, I'm a little exhausted from contacting and selling 100 expireds and canceled. So it was exhausting. So that's when I entered into the world of marketing, and I'm just melding the marketing background, and I really love AI and tech. So I just started diving deep into that. And yeah, so keeping up with it, I have RSS feeds and newsletters that I get updates from, and then I take the applications and experience from property management and then marketing, and that's just what I enjoy. Yeah, because you guys, it's hard to figure this stuff out, and you should not have to spend your time to do that. And that's why I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, because you need to have this in your business in some form. You need to simplify it, or else you won't be able to do it. So that's why we're trying to give you that formula.
You do consulting for property management companies and do your VAs have this training? That we can hire them?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that later. But we have, we're walking the walk. So we're implementing AI within our business in multiple aspects, not just marketing. I mean, there's some other cool tools and things that we're using with AI that are super easy. So I don't know if any of you have been looking for a good AI meeting summary, right? And yeah, I've tried dozens of them, and I finally landed on one that I love, and that's called TimeOS, TimeOS, like so for operating system. So when I open a new Google tab, it just doesn't open a Google tab, it actually opens my TimeOS. Comes to my meetings like other AIs, but it also does the transcript, the video, the summary, and it has a chatbot right on the side of it as well, which it'll say, do you want me to draft a follow-up email? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? I don't have to go into multiple different softwares, but I just go to the meeting. So if I'm on a discovery call, if you guys are on a call with a potential owner, and I know a lot of you are doing Zoom calls for those now. So if you're on one of these calls, a Zoom call, and you don't want to have to remember everything that was said, you'll get the summary, and then you probably want to follow up with an email afterwards, right? So this will generate the email for you. And then if you have a question specifically like, oh man, what did we say about his other properties? You can just ask that question and it'll give you those answers. Yeah. So that one's been really cool. I love TimeOS.
What's it called again?
TimeOS. Yeah. I think it's time.os. I think that's the website. Yeah. Oh, another awesome tool. This is not marketing related, but it'll revolutionize your business. It's called Scribe. Yeah, you using Scribe? Anyone? Love it? Scribe's awesome. So if you don't love training people over and over again, right? I don't like training people the first time, but you have to, or if they're self-trained, whatever. Scribe is a Chrome extension and website software that you can, and I don't have this in this slide deck, it's for another talk, but you can literally just click capture, and whatever you're doing, let's say you're doing a process in Lead Simple, and you want to train somebody, okay, this is how you enter a new lead, and then this is how you add the source and what you click from there. All you have to do is just do the thing, and Scribe will automatically take screenshots. It'll circle the places that you clicked. AI will write the exact thing that you did. So it'll create a step-by-step handbook of the training that you do. What we used to do, I thought it was real smart. I used to say, okay, well, we're just going to do a screen recording of the training. Well, I thought that was smart, but 30 minutes, nobody's going back to watch that video. So like I just had this big library of videos that never got watched. Then we started using Scribe, and like our SOPs are down. Training new team members, easy. Yeah, Scribe's a really awesome tool. Any other questions? If you guys think of any AI-related questions or want to talk about consulting or hiring remote team members later, feel free to pull us aside. We're here for you. So, thanks.
Thank you, Jay, for coming to CalNARPM and for educating us.
Thanks,
The
Caroline.
party now starts. You are more than welcome to join us in the cave. The cave is the Welcome President's Party, and it is just a Brackenham's building next to the spa. So it is time for some happy hour. Thank you, Jay.
Nice. Thanks, Karen. I like to go fast.